Secular Jihadists, how do you see the West's inordinate focus on LGBTQ rights in Qatar over the migrant workers issues? Given 6,500 workers have died while being enslaved, yet most protests were on LGBTQ. That's a very good
Good point.
point.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's a very good point, by the way. In comparison, those of you who don't know, this news story was published in Guardian and some other news outlets as well. So it says that nearly 6,500 people died in Qatar, 2,711 from India, 1,600 from Nepal, 1,018 from Bangladesh, 824 from Pakistan, 557 from Sri Lanka. So this is a staggering number for people to die just to construct infrastructure. That's just outrageous. And sorry, I've got to take this off. And no one's talking about it. And I think nobody in Pakistan has spoken about it. I think in India only Wyon has spoken about it, and it's quite disturbing that, again, like none of the Muslim countries talk about Xinjiang Muslims, Uyghur Muslims, but only the Western people talk about it, albeit there might be some political interest in that they want to shit on China. But regardless of that, just like this in this case, the Western countries are speaking about it, but none of the Muslim countries talk about it. Even the enemy Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia doesn't like Qatar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true, though. I have seen a lot of documentaries and investigative journalism into Qatar's labor laws. Not much on LGBTQ. Like, I've seen a lot of reporters going in, looking at the conditions of workers. I looked at, like, if you look at the way, I don't know, BBC and Vice and other news, CNN, what they talk about Qatar's human rights violations, they keep talking about the working conditions. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like the activists on the ground were more LGBT. This is why, okay? So even though I think the attention was rightfully more on the workers, workers are from a lower, these kind of workers don't have that many activists that could buy like tickets to Qatar or like could fly over from other countries getting involved into activist groups like that, because they don't have the financial resources to get, like, the LGBT community. They have a lot of rich people, right? Or upper middle class people who could buy tickets, come to Qatar, get involved in, randomly showing a rainbow color flag. But workers don't have that option, like especially workers who are like the type of workers who work in Qatar. They're like lower, like they're much lower in income, so they don't have the ability to get involved in such kind of activism. Maybe that's what the reason.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Because it is the West who has told us that 6,500 people died building this infrastructure. So I think people are talking about it. Maybe LGBTQ issue amongst the extreme left is a more interesting topic. Maybe that's why it seems more vibrant and more vivid. They seem more expressive. But I think serious journalism, they have brought the migrant issue to our knowledge.
To have your questions answered on the next live stream, become my patron today. You can do so with as little as $1 a month. Link in the description below.